Hi, my name is Cindy Rang.
I'm Brandon Motzkus, and today's FabriChat.
Good morning.
Good morning. You might see an occasional foot. She is here. She's just content laying on the table, looking at the light, looking at some boxes. So we're just gonna
making some eye contact. Yeah. It's always kind of nice that about 6 weeks is when true eye contact. She's been actually making eye contact for a while, but it's always kind of fun when she gives you that judgy look.
Yeah, it's very pointed.
It is. Sometimes she laughs, but most of the time, no.
No. What is that look? Did you just kiss me? Yeah.
I know. Oh my gosh. Was it Friday night? What night?
Yeah.
I got to go over and be Nana and watch the three kids while these guys went to a surprise birthday party. Mm-hmm. And I was a little worried. I guess it was Saturday night because I called Sunday morning, right? No, it was Friday night because I had to work on Saturday. That's why they didn't spend the night at my house, because I had to be in the shop on Saturday. So anyway, I was worried I was going to be fired because you just can't stop holding her. Yeah. I didn't get the dishes done. I mean, everybody was fed. Everybody was okay, but nobody had pajamas on. Nobody got a bath.
It totally doesn't matter.
We were watching some God knows what when they
Wyatt has figured out how to be the controller of the remote control. And he picked some weird, it's almost like a
I don't know what it was.
New age sci-fi Jenga. It was Jumanji.
Yeah.
I don't know. Pete seemed to be fine. He didn't have any
night terrors.
And he wanted to watch it when he woke up, so.
Oh, he wanted to finish watching it?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So then did you watch it?
No. I didn't watch it with him. I was doing whatever, but. No. It was weird.
Yeah, you never know if it was.
He's one of them channel clickers, though.
Oh,
he likes to stop watching, Dragon Riders and then change to the.
Yeah, he was totally in control.
Oh Lord,
the entire time. Yeah. So that's why I wasn't sure what all we had watched, but we were lazy. It was kind of nice, and then unfortunately,
and to have the opportunity to hold the baby.
I know. Just
at work, it's hard because you have to get something done, and if you hold the baby, you can't get anything done. And just having that uninterrupted time, And
she just really likes it.
And I'd much rather have Nana than some teenager who's...
Oh, yeah.
Gonna
make bad decisions, unlike what I did.
They're gonna have lots of sugar and all that.
We had dinner, and we had, we were
good.
Relaxed. We were just lazy.
It's all good.
It was all right, Yeah.
Yeah,
because we were... And speaking of that, did you watch that movie, that Groundhog Day movie thing?
Oh, that Tom Cruise one? I tried, but you can't watch it. It's not on Netflix anymore, and on Prime, I have to rent it. So I might go see if, Redbox has it or something.
Well, on Prime, it's what? $3.99?
Yeah.
How much is it on Redbox?
I don't know.
$1.99?
Maybe.
Honey.
Convenience. $2.
Come on. Because did you see on the movie theater, I haven't gone to a movie since we all got done with COVID. I mean, I don't know why. I just haven't.
The last one we went to the movies for is we took the kids to Bad Guys. That one on Netflix was super cute. Yeah.
That is pretty funny. That's a good movie. Well, now they're going to start charging you based on where you sit.
Why?
I don't know. Because there's good seats and there's bad seats, I guess. And so you have to pay more. Those teenagers that get there early and they're super disruptive and sitting in the middle right there by the screen. Yeah. They have to pay more for those seats now.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So, they get to pay the prices for the movie now, and then those of us who want cheap seats get cheaper tickets? That's what I want to know.
I know, it's expensive.
Oh, gosh. And
it's an expensive date.
Dennis and Paulina went and saw the new Avatar. They went to Moses Lake and watched the 3D version. And she said it was really good and everything, and the movie theater was clean, and, it's a super expensive date night. But she said the crazy thing was there was a woman in front of her that had an infant in a car seat, but wanted to go to a movie. They made her pay for her infant.
No.
And I said, are you sure? I said, because I would totally take my infant. If I wanted to go to a movie, I would take her with me. And I said, I would raise hell. No. Here's my money for our 2 tickets. I'm walking. I'm walking that way. If you catch me, whatever.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Hi.
It's like, this baby's obviously not going to enjoy the movie or watch it or...
And you're probably not even going to stay through the whole thing, because if the baby
Right.
starts crying, you're going to go out. I mean, most people
It's
do.
super weird. So I don't know. I wondered
Oh.
if she missed that wrong, saw it wrong, but I was like, no, she was adamant that she paid for the ticket, you know. But I don't know. I wouldn't have. I would have just kept walking. It's like, well, call the police. I'll be right here getting popcorn.
Yeah. No.
I'll talk to
Not
Officer when he
paying
gets
for
here.
this.
Yeah. So I don't
We're
know.
attached. Well, even on the plane. You know,
Right, you don't-
younger than 2, you don't have to pay for
Yeah.
a
You just
baby.
have to note it. Yeah.
Unless you're going to... Yeah. Well,
So I don't know.
crazy.
I don't know.
Yeah, expensive dates. You know, it's a funny thing, and that's why I think, you know, there's so many good things on television.
Yeah, there is.
I think that the older we get, it's like, ugh, we don't have to put clothes on.
You
We
can
can
wait.
eat whatever we want. It kind of doesn't matter. And last night, because yesterday was Pa's first day back to work, because, you know, he was sick for a week.
Yeah,
Well,
crazy.
he was sick for a week and a half, but he missed a week's worth of work, which is super strange for him. But he is now.
Did you tell him it was bronchitis?
Yeah, it was bronchitis. I don't think we talked about it, but it is bronchitis. It is not pneumonia. He does have a breathing treatment. He's on antibiotics. He's on prednisone. He's on Tessalon Pearls cough medicine, because you can't get cough medicine with codeine in it anywhere in town. So he's on all kinds of things, and so yesterday was his first day back to work, and he was glad to get out of the house and get back to work. But when he got home, he was
but he's
dragging, and his voice was kind of funny, and I think he kind of overdid it.
Well,
just a
probably because
little
all
bit.
of his putt buddies like, well, where you been? What are you
They all
doing?
thought he was home, that he took a week off just to work.
Right, so they wanted to know what
Which
he got
would
done.
be true. He does that all the time. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, I need to...
That's his MO.
You know, yeah. Do some framing or something, so he'll take the week off. So they were surprised to find out that he was sick.
Yeah.
But so last night, so we've been eating soup every night. You know, all of these different soups. And for some reason, I don't know why, and I've never made it before, but I had some mushrooms. I made homemade cream of mushroom soup. Does that sound good to you?
No.
No.
I mean, I know what the condensed version looks like.
I know. It sounded really good to me for some reason. So I said to Pa, I said,
What'd you do? What'd you...
It was super good. Because
Was
I
it?
said to him, I said, how do you feel about homemade cream of mushroom soup? And he says, oh, sure. And I thought, well, I better make it good, because otherwise, I mean, because that's all you use it for, right? Is casseroles.
Right.
Same as cream of chicken. You don't use that for anything other than to make your casserole taste really, really good. But for some reason, I had a whole bunch of mushrooms that I had to cook up.
Otherwise,
and we were not going to have steak and steak Diane or anything like that. So I thought, oh, I'm just going to try to make it. So what I did is, and let me just say, it turned out so good that we had stomach aches because we had nothing left over.
Oh, no!
We didn't have, because I do that like
Yeah.
four quart pot. And so Brian would have taken leftovers and I would have taken leftovers. We didn't have any left over. It was really, 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 really good. But what I did is I put butter in the pan and chopped garlic, like 5 garlic cloves, and some seasoning, and browned that for just like a minute. Added my flour, and then I did beef stock to get it to kind of the roux, and added a little more than I needed to. So then I put the mushrooms in it so that they weren't overcooked. And then just when I thought, that probably only cooked for about 3 or 4 minutes, and as it was starting to get really thick, then I added the cream and more seasoning. I added, you know, I don't know what all. I have these blends that I like, so I added a lot of seasoning, and I put red pepper flake in everything that we eat. It was really good.
Oh.
Yeah, it was really good because it was kind of, had like a little beef stocky, you know, and flavor, but there was no meat in it.
Yeah, it'd probably actually be, I mean, besides if you had dairy issues, but it'd be pretty soothing, you know.
Well, and, you know, I know what you're going to say is that, you know, you don't give milk products to somebody who has a productive cough, but it was just a little bit. It was just enough to make it creamy, but it wasn't, and it was a creamy soup, but not like that. But it was really, really good. We didn't even have crackers or anything in it. But so then what happened is, so then we're sitting there eating that, and, you know, oh, I'm just going to have a little bit more. Oh, I'm just going to have a little bit more. But what happened was we ended up watching a 3-hour movie. Do you know they make 3-hour movies?
Dang. Well, we watched a 2-hour and 48-minute movie, so we were saying Wakanda Forever.
Oh my God.
It's that second half of Black Panther, but
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was really long. But we knew it was going to be long because the original actor of Black Panther, he real life died of colon cancer, I think is what it was. So it was really good, but they had to end it in one more movie instead of they were going to do 2 more.
Yeah.
So they did a really good job. It was a really good movie. Oh. But yeah, I don't know the last time. I think Star Wars was the last time I sat through almost 3-hour movie.
Yeah. They're Gone with the Wind.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that like 4 hours or something? That's like when you're sick on the couch and can't move kind of a movie.
Right. Even if you fall asleep, when you wake up, you'll be right caught up. It'll be fine. You didn't miss anything super important.
No. Yeah.
So what did you guys watch?
Oh my gosh. Well, it was the weirdest thing. So what happens is we watch a lot of YouTube, and we watch YouTube on the television. So I don't know if you guys do or not. I think a lot of people watch it on their phone, which I can't imagine, or on your computer. But if you have Roku or your smart TV, it's just free, and you've got this great big huge. And so we kind of pick and choose what news we want to watch, if we just want a little update on something or whatever. And then depending upon what you watch, if you don't select something, YouTube will pick for you what they think you want. And I don't know that YouTube had ever picked a movie for us before.
But for some reason
you can.
Oh.
And it was kind of weird, but what happened was, I don't know what we were doing. I might have been, going to the bathroom, and I don't know what happened. But both Dad and I thought that the other person picked this movie.
So of course you didn't change it. Yeah.
So we didn't change it, and it's like, what did you pick? And it was like halfway through the movie before we realized that neither one of us picked it, that the universe picked this for us. But it was an old movie from 1946. We didn't even know what it was. We had to wait until the movie ended to find out what we had watched. But it was from 1946, and it was about these 3 servicemen that World War II is over, and so they come home, and all of the little social issues with trying to adapt back to real life. It was very, 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 very good, but it was 1946, so it was way different. So this one guy had a job making $32.40 a week. Was his salary. And the guy that made the most money, that was like lived in this ritzy place, was making $12,000 a year as a banker. I know.
Crazy.
That was a long time ago. $12,000 a year? Dude, no.
Yeah.
I mean, it was really, really good. And the other funny thing about it was that the 2 kind of main actresses, one was the wife of the banker, and then they had children. And the daughter, I mean, in real life, the daughter looked the exact same age as the mom.
Funny.
And I thought, now why would you do that? I mean, why do both of these women have to look?
Back then they probably didn't have children. I mean, a lot of children.
Maybe. I mean, she was like a teenager-y kind of a, but I mean, I guess, her dad hadn't seen her. She was young when he left for the war, and now she's adult.
Yeah.
But so I'm assuming that they are thinking that means like 18. I looked it up afterwards, and in real life, she was 29, and the gal who played her mom was 35.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah. And I could tell. I'm thinking, this is not believable, but I think it... But so then I looked it up afterwards to see what the movie was, and it was really good. So it was called... here, I have to look at it. It was called like something like The Best of Times or something. And it won 7 Academy Awards in 1946, including Best Picture.
Wow. That's cool.
So there you go.
What a choice.
It was pretty good. And it was called, let me put my glasses. Oh, she's not interested. It was called The Best Years of Our Lives. And it had Myrna Loy in it, and that was the other funny thing, is I thought, gosh, some of the actors and actresses looked a little familiar to me, but I could never come up with the name at all. I mean, when I watched old movies, it was Elvis, was what we used to watch, and Annette Funicello and those guys, but had Myrna Loy and Dana Andrews in it, and then the one that played Myrna Loy's daughter was Teresa Wright. But the other funny thing is that in this movie, they had this guy, his name was Harold Russell, and he was not an actor, not a professional actor, but he played one of the 3 servicemen that come home that had lost his hands in the war, and he had these hooks, and he did like a really good job, and they even showed when he took them off at night, and so it wasn't acting, it was, and he really was a real World War II veteran that lost his hands in the war that they put in this movie. So it was the first movie he had ever done. He did like 2 others after that or something, but but he got, the interesting thing about the Academy Award is he got this honorary Academy Award for being the most inspirational actor, but he also was nominated for Best Supporting Actor, and he won. So he is the only actor in history to win 2 Academy Awards for the same role.
Wow.
Another little tidbit, just in case that wasn't enough trivia for you. He also is the only actor in history to have sold his Oscar.
Oh, I'm sure.
He sold it for $60,000.
That's, I mean.
We kept one. He sold the other one.
I need both of them. This is not my career.
I know. Apparently he was chastised a bit for it, and they said, oh, we don't do that. And it's, I don't know, his wife was sick or something, and they had medical bills, and so he did, but...
Not getting a trophy case for these bad boys.
I know. I thought it was kind of funny, but anyway, it was a good movie. It was 3 hours long, and that was a lot of it. Was we didn't know what we were watching, and we didn't know who had picked it, but we were like totally into it. And I don't know. At about 9:00, Dad says, "How much longer for this movie?" I don't know. I don't know anything about it. What did you pick? And I don't know. It was 3 hours, but. Anyway, it was kind of fun to watch it, and the soup was good. But I think that's why we just kept eating. It's like, I'll just have another bowl.
We're still watching, it's fine.
But it was good. I really like the whole vintagey. I mean, I love old movies because I love the way that it was, and everybody was just so much more civilized. But anyway, it was kind of fun. All right, let's see. We have some questions from people. One was a lot of people were asking about Pa. He's all good. He's all good and ornery as ever and back to eating and doing good. And Brother Kitty, he's doing okay. He is losing some weight. And again, I think I'd mentioned before, he is really loving the special attention, and Forrest is not. Loving it, but too bad.
And you were saying you let him outside this weekend. Did he enjoy being out there?
He wanted to be outside, and so I let him out. It was kind of cold. It was like 40 degrees, so that's still pretty cold, but he liked it. I put a little rug out there underneath the, we have a honeysuckle bush that everybody kind of likes.
Oh, yeah.
And so I put it under there, and I just kept watching him, and he liked it. He cuddled up there for a while. He was probably outside for... a couple of hours. He did go over where the grass is. I mean, not the grass, that little garden spot, and went to the bathroom a couple of times and
that's good.
Dug around over there, and then he just came to the door and meowed when he wanted back in, and so he wanted to be outside again this morning, but I don't want to leave him out.
Yeah,
when I'm not there,
especially not feeling all.
Yeah, I don't think he could ward off any of the other neighborhood cats that come and eat all of our food and poop in our bushes or whatever it is that they do. So, but he's doing okay. I mean, I guess. And then let's see. So the other thing was, and we're going to mention that at the end we're going to show you our Galentine's projects that are, as we speak, in the mail. And so, but we'll show you at the end. That way, if Yvette or Chris are watching, they can shut it off.
And not missing the good part.
And not missing of the... Yeah. So we had an email from Pamela McLaughlin. Do you think that's how you say it?
Yeah.
It was an email, and it was kind of a lengthy email, and she's apparently a new quilter. And I thought about emailing her back, and I thought, this is a really good question that other people have asked before. So she specifically had a question about fraying fabrics. Fraying fabrics, and how do you know that it truly is quilter's cotton and a 60 square brand? So 2 questions there. So the first one is, quilter's cotton is something that is very, very specific. It's a very specific term that people abide by. So it won't say it necessarily on the top of the bolt, but all of those brands like Hoffman, Moda, Northcott, in the beginning, all of those guys, Benertex, they are a quilters cotton company. They follow that, and they not only have that really good quality high weave thread count, but the finishes that they use are nice. If you're not familiar with the brand, I would say buyer beware, but quilters cotton is a term that's similar to like organic. You know, if you buy something that's labeled organic and it's a company that you know, then you can believe, I would assume, that they've not used any chemicals and that you're getting what you're paying for because you trust that brand. It's the same idea with cotton. So because quilt shops, we don't sell at most quilt shops. Every quilt shop that I know of does not sell other kinds of stuff, flat fold kind of stuff. Flat fold, don't buy a flat fold. Flat folds are not 60 square. And then there's some off brands. Some of the off brands that are in the large department stores, don't buy those. Those are going to shrink different. They're going to fray different. They're going to warp a little bit different. The color will diminish faster because of the setting process. So the second part of that question was she was talking about fraying. Fraying is a thing, you know, and sometimes there are some fabrics that will fray a little bit more than others. I am not entirely sure why that is. I mean, I know of a brand that I think does fray a little bit more, but I'm sort of used to that. And so what I'll do is, for me to prevent fraying, I'll either use Best Press or better than that, that Terrial Magic. Oh, yeah. Terrial Magic is like an iron-on. It's almost like a glue. It's a finish, so it's clear, it's non-staining, it doesn't get all over your iron, and you use it just kind of like Best Press, but you just spray it along the edge, give it a little iron, and it feels super stiff, and it's gluing all of those together. It'll wash out, but it helps you to keep everything from fraying, and also
it's not
embroiders.
Yeah, it's not sticky. It's just a stiffener. It is like Best Press and starch on crack. Yes. It's pretty impressive. So if you're I use it a lot, for machine embroidery. If you're wanting to make sure that this little piece or this big piece does not move, you're not going to have any weird puckers, it's impressive. You can use it with anything.
It almost turns fabric almost into paper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it is pretty impressive. We have a little sample in the shop where this is the same piece of fabric, and this is the fabric with Terrial Magic. And I wouldn't say that it's crazy spendy. It's a little bit more than Best Press, but not horrible, because Best Press is what, like $8.95, and Terrial Magic is like $11.95?
Yeah, I feel like that.
I mean, it's not terrible.
Terrial Magic a little bit goes a long ways. And the nice thing at that, you can add to it. If you have sprayed it, pressed it to able to dry this product in it, and feel like, oh, it's not quite stiff enough, add some more, press some more, and it just adds to the layers until you wash it, and then all of it will wash out, and you just have this nice, beautiful, fabric that you started with.
Yeah, and so if you have fraying, it will stop fraying instantly. Mm-hmm.
And then you can cut through it if you're doing template cutting, and you're like, the fraying I just can't handle. Prep your fabric first, and then cut.
Yeah. And you can sew through it. You won't even notice that there's a difference or anything. The other thing is, of course, fray check. Fray check, it still works great. It's the same stuff that's been around since I learned how to sew when I was a young lass. But it still works great. It's still non-staining, dries clear, washes out, and that works well. I would say that if you are having some fraying, you do need to handle it. You do need to do something, because it's going to, those little frayed bits are going to get down into your sewing machine and cause a little bit of trouble there with lint. And it could be that your seam allowance will be off just a little bit. So I would say sometimes you kind of power through things, but fraying, if you've got some fraying, I would stop for a moment, treat that edge, with something, press it, and then continue on, and then you're okay. By the time you get your quilt top quilted and taken care of, it's never going to matter that was fraying. But fraying is only an issue while you're sewing. It can change things.
And keep in mind, it will fray to your seam and then stop.
Yeah.
So if you have this little person who's in your sewing room helping, and they're just pulling and pulling and pulling.
We've all had that.
Yeah. Once it's 2 years, it will stop. But hopefully you'll catch the little person before that happens.
Yeah.
But keep that in mind too. If you have a fraying material and you're putting into a quilt, don't think that one piece of fabric is going to ruin the whole quilt.
It's not.
It's not.
Right. Because it could be that this, which it didn't, but it could be that this piece for some reason frayed more than the rest. I don't, and that's the third part of the question. I don't know why some do. I know why flannel does. Flannel will fray just a little bit more because of the size of the thread. And so that tight weave is not really very possible. And so it'll fray just a little bit more. But then other stuff, I don't know. And it could be that, you always buy Moda and you bought, 5 pieces in this particular line, but for some reason the white piece in the Moda line frayed. Mm-hmm. It might be something that they did with the finish or whatever. So I always have Best Press, Terrial Magic, and Fray Check in my sewing room. And if I find that something is fraying and enough that I've noticed it, I'm just going to stop what I'm doing. Fix it. I'm not going to replace that fabric. That fabric is fine. I'm just going to fix that edge so that it's not going to give me a whole lot of grief. So that's my really long best answer. You have
that's
you feel the same way.
Yeah.
And the other thing is that that I would say too is that fabric is woven anyway, right? So you've got your weft threads and your warp threads. So when you have a raw edge there, it will fray. Just until you do something with it, it's going to fray. So if
and
you
the more
take
you handle it.
Right, exactly. The more you handle it. So if you take a piece of fabric home and you put it on the shelf and you think it's beautiful, that's fine. If you pull it out, no, I'm not going to use it. Pull it out again. No, I'm not going to use it. Put it back. Pull it out. By the time you've pulled that fabric out 4 or 5 times, you might see a little bit of that loosening edge happening. And so it doesn't mean that it was a bad fabric. It's just been handled a bunch. And so, we want to be careful. And that's why, too, with pre-cuts, when we see pre-cuts, that's why they always do this pinked edge. Because a pinked edge is just kind of funny. All it really is doing is confusing the edge a little bit. It's not really preventing it. It's just making the edge piece think about it a little bit before it can fray. So it helps a huge amount. And in fact, if you have pinking shears or you have a pinking blade to cut things, it's actually really, really nice. If I have a fabric, if I'm using like some wovens, because Henry Glass and
Diamond Textiles.
Yeah, they do a lot of wovens, and I like using their wovens, and I almost always will change my blade out. I'll put my pinking blade in there, and I'll cut that with the pinking blade so that I don't have to deal with it. And that is super, super helpful. But like this one, so this one is right out of my sewing room. So, I don't know how old this one is. How old?
Well,
do you
and I think
this is?
Free Spirit is the only one that don't do pinked, but
they do now.
Oh, they do now.
Because that's why I think,
true.
because for a long time they did not do pinked. Yeah, they just wrapped them in plastic and they didn't do a pinked cut.
Maybe they had to wait until they needed to buy a new cutting machine.
But by the time I took it home, so
and
just check that out.
Yeah,
I don't know how many times I've rifled through this. Oh yeah. And this is, it's great fabric. There's nothing wrong with this fabric. I have just loved it a lot and fawned through it a bunch, and so it's no big deal. What will happen is when I do actually use this and actually open it up, I'll probably trim off those threads a little bit. I probably won't go through the pressing and the Terrial Magic thing because this is all I did that. I think it'll be okay, but but now they are pinking because that does make a difference. But anyway, so Pam, I hope that answered your question a little bit. And again, as always, whenever we answer anything, we always say, these are just the rules according to us.
What works for us, we don't know.
Yeah. This would be our answer for that, but after sewing for forever. Oh, she's out.
Yeah, she's asleep.
Yeah. Now we're boring.
Sleepy.
We're super boring. All right, let's see. Let's go ahead and let's tell you. Let's see. So after we're done here, it'll be just a little bit of time, and then we're going to go ahead and start filming our box opening.
It's going to be up at 5 tonight. It's gonna.
We don't know. We don't. I know, and it's so sweet.
What's happening.
So sweet. Jill Chamberlain. So many people that have just. Is everything okay?
Yeah.
We just want to make sure that you're all right. So. We don't know, because 2 Wednesdays in a row, and other YouTubers have had the same. I don't know what is happening. Somebody said that they thought on Wednesdays there's some sort of a reboot or some sort of a...
YouTube's doing something to mess with us?
I don't know what it is.
We're going to get it up.
We're going to do it. Yeah, we're going to do something a little bit different because we don't have any way to let you know all is well. Just hang in there. But so anyway, but we kind of think that we've figured out how to
combat whatever's happening in the internet world.
Fight back the universe. Yeah. So anyway, we'll see what happens. All right. So in the meantime, let's see. We want to go ahead and show you this last weekend. We were working on our. Oh, that's right. Because Sunday we did the weird box opening. Yeah. We didn't do the.
I didn't look at any of the comments. Did they? Enjoy
liked it?
Oh, good. I enjoyed editing it. So
yeah,
I thought it was pretty cool.
They really liked it. They liked listening to the thought process about what we did, and they wanted to see what the finished project was. And a lot of people then they did a lot of shopping, which was really nice because again you don't often get to see all of those weird things. I mean, we show you the box opening, the new things that are just coming in the store, but it's always that same question. It's like, well, that's beautiful, but what does it go with? What else would I do with that? So I think it is kind of fun. Every once in a while, we should do that. We should just do some sort of a project where we shopped through the store and we found all of these weird things, and these are all of the weird things that you need. And so it was also really nice because then Brianna had to get those weird things online.
There's a lot more weird things that we need to put on that I realized, like our trims and stuff. There's, not even a dent.
So much.
There's not even a dent on how many we actually have.
And I think when people do kind of come up and you actually made it into the store for the first time, you're pretty amazed at how big the store is and how much is in here.
I was bummed at the buttons too. Some of the really cool metal buttons we have aren't on there. Oh. Some of those really cool, probably ones you probably used on yours. I feel like, super bummed.
And what you could do is we really do like to do personal shopping with you. And if you're looking for some fun things,
we'll send you pictures of things.
Yeah, and we can also do FaceTime. Mm-hmm. All of us have iPhones, and so we can just FaceTime you, and we can show you, and we can hold it up so you can see how big it is, and we can ring you up that way. We do that all the time. In fact, the girls really like to do it. Barbara is really good at it. Denise really likes it.
Yeah. Both of them really enjoy doing it. They love personal shopping.
It's kind of fun. Yeah, so if you can't make it up because you live just a little too far away, we're happy to do that with you. But because, we had... I suppose we were open for 20 years before we put all that stuff on the website. Because we had the website, but you couldn't really do... We didn't have a lot online.
Right, because most of the time our in-store system and our online system weren't connected.
Right.
So what we did have on was minimal from what we did. It was one of those we just need to be online, but here's some little bits. And then, when COVID happened, that's what we were doing. We were selling elastic mask supplies, and I was putting stuff online. Because we had then decided, well, this is the time. If we're going to change, no one's coming in. Yeah. So we decided to flip it so everybody was talking to the same thing. And also, so if you've ever wondered on our website why that migrated category is there with all this weird random stuff is.
Oh, right. I have seen that.
So that's why there's migrated, So when I was working with the Likes-O team to put essentially our point of sale system onto our website is essentially how it works, is he had to migrate everything from our old checkout system to the store, move it into the Likes-O program, and that's migrated. So through that category, I was slowly adding pictures and moving. But sometimes it didn't get moved out of migrated, so you might find some cool things that are pictured on migrated. That's why I just in here.
And
it's
have cool things that we don't have.
Yeah.
So I think every day is like, wait, what is this?
How did you find this?
And I'll write a little note. I don't know why that was still on the website. Super, super sorry because we don't have that. Yeah. And so sometimes we'll try to call and say, gosh, I have something similar. But yeah, every once in a while there's something really weird on there.
Yep.
Yeah. But
weird little things on our website that we don't always know it's there until you show us.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not there. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, we're going to be spending some time kind of updating the website a little bit.
As soon as we have the Daisy Street pictures and everything, we're going to do a whole little kind of revamp, new pictures. Yeah. And it just takes a lot of work. It takes longer
and it's only Brianna that does it. Yeah.
And it takes a minute for me to remember all of the, fancy keystrokes. And it's like, oh, got it. And I can really do, like those slideshow pictures in the beginning, I think need to be re-upped. But
yeah, I mean, I like,
some of them are cute, some of them are super older.
I love the one of all of us where we still have
Crystal
is in there. That's my daughter-in-law. Is in there, a little cutie, and then
Carolyn
Hutchinson is in there, and Carolyn Hutchinson, she's the one. I should just mention her for 1 second. It's a squirrel moment. So Carolyn Hutchinson worked here for how many years? 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Moved to Boise to be closer to her daughter and grandbabies. It just changes your life, and you travel to wherever they are.
It was
Thank
funny
you
when
for living next to me.
Because it was funny. Carol's like, "Oh yeah, I'm not moving. It's fine." Mom's like, whatever. And Mom was like calling it. Mom was like prepping. We're all prepping for her to leave, and she's like, "No, I'm not. No, all my friends are here.
Come to me."
Yeah, I think this baby was 3 days old. Yeah, we're moving to Boise. Mom's like, "Yeah, I know. It's fine.
We know.
Do what you got to do. We're ready. We've been prepping for you." It was funny.
All of her friends are here.
Yeah,
but she is teaching over at one of the quilt shops in Boise, and she still writes a bunch of patterns. Carolyn's In Stitches is her pattern line. I think we carry most of them, if not all of them. But she is coming home to do a retreat here, and so so a lot of the gals that mostly we just want to hang out with her. So it's going to be out at our place, and I think she's in May. Is she in May or April? I should know these things.
I think it's May.
I should know these things. We'll put a little link at the bottom for you guys to check it out. But the other thing that's really nice is that she's doing a pattern where you make one block. And that block, depending upon how you do something and where you put the color or whatever, it makes 7 different quilts. And it's pretty amazing. Cool. I think it's called the magic trick or the magic quilt or something, because you would never believe it was all the same block. Never. I mean, I've looked at it and was like, yeah, but what's this one? Oh, it's the same one. No, it's not. So
that's
it's
funny,
just the way
whole
you
color.
Twist it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of fun. So it's kind of a color class and anyway, a fun little squirrel moment. But that's who's pictured. If you look at our at that older picture of all of the staff, Carolyn is in there. I think Sabrina is still in there. Yeah. Crystal. I can't remember who else. Oh, yeah, the good old gang. We probably should put the new gang in.
I know they don't have pictures of Tracy. I know it's like in our long YouTube one that was pre-Tracy.
Oh, right.
Pre-Denise. All those
Pre-Marge.
Pre-Marge. Yeah, all of those befores. Yeah, we're gonna have to redo a little.
Have to redo a bunch of them. Yeah. Anyway, we still fond memories of all the people who we wore out.
The past. Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know what we were talking about when I found my squirrel moment, but I think what we were talking about was we were talking about this.
Yeah.
How do we get from this to that to that?
Old. Online to pictures to update.
Old buttons.
Old buttons. Yeah. Now we're back to today.
Follow my brain just a little bit. It's hard.
That's why it's bad with us together.
It's really
we can
bad
follow the same squirrel train.
We can. We totally can. Because when you're not here, because she's only working 2 days a week, and it's like, the thing.
Yeah. I know Tracy was telling me the other day.
And then I'll add a little,
hand gestures. Like, that makes it easier.
Nope. It's like, Brianna would know. Brianna would know me.
Text her a little picture, yeah. That's what Tracy said. I think this was like day 3 that I was back. So it was like, I was here 2 days and I was like using Tracy's like, it's really nice having you back. It's really nice. We've missed you. I said, Mom's a lot to handle. And she's like, no, didn't say that.
You don't know what she's talking about. Ever.
No. Yeah.
I know. And it's so hard because we try so hard to do her job and we don't want to call her, but we can't do your job.
It's okay.
I know. And then I hate the computer.
It's really good. It's really good. I think that it is integrated because there's so much I can do, from home that helps you from this side. Whether it's looking something up on my phone real fast or fixing something or fixing my spelling. I mean, whatever it is, I don't have to do it from here like I used to.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And it is funny because I always describe myself that way. I'm a lot. I'm a lot. I'm pretty loud.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's a descriptor for Robert, too.
It's just a descriptor.
From his friends. Well, how's your wife? A lot. Just that.
She's a lot. A lot of what? Everything.
Oh, yeah. All of it.
I say that to Robert all the time. It's like, you better like me because DNA is a bad thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think I'll actually put that together until now. It's like, yeah, I'm doomed
Oops.
now. Yeah. Got that wrong.
Doggone it.
I'm pretty sure, though, I'm his funniest friend, so it's fine.
I know. I think that about Pa, too.
Their life would be so boring.
Oh my gosh. I think that's absolutely right. And I think that's why we pick opposites, because you picked somebody just like your dad.
Right. And super opposite. He's very busy work, no nonsense. No, if this is dirty, we're going to wipe it up. It's like, they're going to have seconds. I'm not cleaning it up when they're just going to come back for more peanut butter and jelly. It's not happening.
Really? You're leaving that there? Yeah, she's not done eating.
It's fine. We'll take about later. 5 minutes later, they're back. It's like, see, this is why.
Yes.
Harder, not smarter. Smarter, not harder. But
that's
yeah,
right.
That's true. I think that's right.
I think that they are our stability.
Yep, for sure.
Because I think otherwise it would be a whole lot of I don't know what. And then we are their fun.
Yeah.
I think that their lives would be so boring. Because both Robert and Dad are very black and white. Mm-hmm. Very... could easily
trim
get
the bushes
into,
all the same.
Yeah.
And there's going to be 3, one under each. No. Ew.
No.
Oh my god.
Let's do this.
Yeah. Yeah. Put some right here. Yeah. He's so.
I know.
It's like no.
I know. Yeah.
Stagger. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
that they don't know what hit them really, but I think that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's why when I don't feel well, when I'm sick, I think it's really hard on Dad because,
right,
pretty boring.
And I think it's hard on Robert. Me being so tired from the kids. I know he's been texting Mom like, "Can you talk to her? There's something. She doesn't laugh today.
I think she's okay. I'll find out."
I'll call. Yeah, she's good. She's tired.
She's good. She's tired.
Yeah, because I think you're right. I think if I'm not my, spazzy a lot self, it's noticeable.
It is.
Yeah.
We noticed it that last few weeks of pregnancy, last month, really, when you walked in the back door. I mean, you
right.
were not feeling
and
well.
Even you guys, I couldn't fake it even for you guys. So yeah.
Yeah. But it was really good because when you guys went out Friday night, she had makeup on.
I did. Even
her hair was curled.
I should have taken a picture.
Pretty
I might have one.
Boom. It's like, dang, you look
I
good.
can. Well, I might have a picture. I don't know if we even took a picture. Oh.
You need to do that more often.
Yeah,
I need to come over and snuggle the babies and get lost in the remote, the Wyatt remote.
Yeah.
More often.
Yeah.
Instead of them just spending the night with me. Mm-hmm. Because for you guys, I think you're the same thing. It's easy just to spend the night in, but it's fun to go out and do something fun. So.
Yeah.
All right. So let's show you. So again, now is the spot where if Chris from So the Distance is watching, or Yvette from Yvette Renee, if either of you are watching, turn it off.
See you tonight.
Yeah. And so for the rest of you that don't know what we're talking about, this was Yvette's idea.
Yeah.
To do this Galentine's thing, to do a fun little Valentine, be my Valentine gift, and, sew something or make something. And we had talked about it before that, well, let's add Brianna and somebody else so that there's 4 of us doing it.
Yeah.
And no rules. It's whatever you want to make, whatever that means to you. Well, what's kind of funny is that I know Brianna really well and vice versa, but we don't really know Yvette and Chris very well. Yvette clearly loves her cats. And again, when we met her, she was wearing a purple feathered tiara. And so, you know, other than that, you know, you try to find out who they are from watching their YouTube videos. And Chris is who I got. Chris is very much a teacher. I mean, she was a teacher for 25 years and now she does sewing, but she is very, if you are a beginner, well, and not a beginner, I mean, either way, but she's very good instructions, very good directions, real easy to watch, real comfortable, but she doesn't talk a lot about herself.
Sure.
So I'm still not entirely sure what Chris wants. But we kind of emailed back and forth a little bit. And I think you're not necessarily sure about Yvette. So.
No, so I was trying to do something that's versatile. I mean, I feel like no matter who you are, you might appreciate it. Or you can take it away. All my stuff is interchangeable.
So what we were talking about, we'll show yours first, what we were talking about last week was we had gotten all of this. Want me to hold it up while you or want me to take baby?
Either way, I think I could put her here without her getting super mad. Yeah, we're good. She doesn't notice.
So we had talked about the this faux leather kind of stuff, the Sally tomato stuff, which is so nice. It is just so plushious and so cool. So Brianna did make this cute little bag, which is really nice.
And it's about 12 by 13. Probably 10 by 13 is roughly what it is. I did the chain. It's a removable chain. Take it off, whatever. And then there's a nice metal zipper. And then I did my little...
And show your zipper up front, because your zipper is... Or maybe you could even do a...
Oh, I was really high. Sorry. I'll do some pictures at the end for you guys, some style pictures.
Because that zipper is a Elements.
This is one of the Eclectic Elements Tim Holtz
It's just
zipper.
a chunky metal...
Oh,
you got me.
Oh, yeah.
You really got me. It's a chunky metal... That's funny.
There you go.
Chunky metal zipper, which looks perfect
really nice
with that.
And you guys might know, if you've never worked with a metal zipper before, just remember, the more you open and close it, it gets less teethy.
Yeah. Stiff.
There you go. Stiff. There you go.
Teethy.
It'll loosen up.
Teethy is a word.
Yeah. And then this is my little tassel.
I love that.
So here's my little Letterman jacket.
Because tell them why you picked that. You picked that letter because
I feel like
she was kind of cheerleadery
in a good way. And she's that friend that's gonna make sure you're all gonna go, even those introverts who aren't gonna go out. We're gonna go out. We're gonna have a good time. She's gonna make sure everybody has a good time. And I just felt like that was Letterman jacket style. So I used some of the leather in the background and that multicolored cork on top.
Beautiful.
And it's glued down. I didn't stitch it down or anything, so it has that E6000 underneath it. So it's still pliable, but it's something that can go anywhere. And then just some bead goodness. I beaded a little dragonfly. Again, I'll take pictures of the end so you can see.
That's pretty impressive.
It took me a long time to remember how to do it, because I know I used to do it when I was in the sewing with Mom and I wasn't able to sew, and they were chunkier beads, but these are my pretty glass beads, so it took me a hot minute. I tried a bee, couldn't figure out how to do the wing, so scratch that. And then I tried to do a butterfly with different wings. Couldn't figure that out. So
it's a dragonfly.
It's
cute. It's impressive.
And then I made my own leather tassel from the same
That's
leather.
really cute. And what do you have on top? Is that a button?
It's a button.
Oh.
So I tried doing it like an original tassel you can buy. It has a little loop in the middle, and it didn't really work. So it's the leather piece that's cinched down with wire. It's got leather cord wrapped around it with a really cool top hat button.
Gosh, that's just cute.
Yeah.
It's just a fun little, and it's got a little clasp on it so you can hook it.
Yeah, to whatever.
Yeah. To your keys or to your zipper or to your whatever. So really
And this
cute.
is just a little half moon zippered pouch. It could be, and this is out of a cork piece. You could also use like marine vinyl. It feels the same kind of as this. A cute little purple zipper. And then this is just a leather strapping that we have that I put on a little clasp there, so she can put it as a wristlet. She can put a card and ID and take this out for drinks or whatever if she wanted to.
Or, same thing, you can put a little ring on there, and this could be your keys.
Yeah.
Dad hates that when I do that, when I have all of these things jangling on my keys. But sometimes it's fun. That's all you need, is you just want to take your credit card, you have your keys with you, and your whatever. So it could be both.
Together.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. That's cute. Clever.
And then my little chapstick holder. So this is just, again, a little tiny grommet with a Y for a name. Some beads strung with a little kitty cat face. Again, I don't think you can see any of this, but I'll show you pictures at the end.
Yeah.
And then I did go out and buy some chapstick, just so it's bigger. But I'm thinking maybe she's probably a lipstick girl, so if she wants to keep lipstick instead of a chapstick.
Cute. So cute.
And again, I use that same cork so it doesn't have to be finished, Yeah. And then I did, you're probably all thinking, oh, well, where's my little beaded balls? They're still here. But I just felt like I didn't know where to clip them. So I'm going to give her my little tassel that has a little clasp on them. So again, she can just stick them to keys, stick them to her work keys, her house keys, her whatevers. And so I do have some beaded ones. Again, I'll show you at the end up close. And then I even added some little flowers at the end. And yeah.
That's really cute.
So I had fun.
And that's kind of cute that it's this whole mix and matchy kind of fun.
Interchangeable. I feel like you can totally keep it down in like that leather bag just itself. If you're not going to put an iPad in it, you just want something nice and easy because you're going to go out, but you need a little more. You need keys, a purse, or maybe you're having a little weekends trip. That's a perfect weekends trip bag. So yeah, dress it up, dress it down.
It's really nice. And
fun.
A bag like this is the size that I like, because also your calendar and your all of those things where you kind of need to have all of that writing stuff.
Oh, sorry.
Oh. Sorry. Mom, she was...
I realized that was hard.
I should have been holding her. I'm sorry, honey. Oh, my Wait till you see the little dress she has on today.
I'll have to fix it. I got her dress.
At the moment, it's on backwards.
Her bow was in the back. Mom was like, was that on purpose? No. Tracy's like, that's pretty smart.
Well, sometimes you can put the sweater on the back.
Yeah. I was just tired. And like, oh, there's a bow. Oops. It's like, well, I'll change a diaper at the shop. I'm not going to do that now.
Poor little thing.
Oh, I know. I didn't tell you, but you're okay. No one knows.
No one knows.
No one knows. Okay. We got her happy again.
Poor little
just
thing.
leave this even baby alone.
Yes.
That's the hardest thing with Miss Harper. She really wants the baby to play, though. So she'll get really close to her and play peekaboo and all of this. And like, Harper, if she's sleeping, you just can't. Just leave it alone. Because then she starts crying a lot. She's like, yeah, but I want her to play, but not cry.
Yes.
It's like, leave the sleeping baby. Leave it alone.
So mine, it was kind of funny because I knew that I wanted to do kind of a collage, thing, and I did go back and forth if I should collage a bag or collage a frame. I did decide to collage the frame. And then I also have, I didn't bring them back here to show you guys, but I'm going to throw in some Soap Lake soap and some Soap Lake chocolates, and there was something else in there that I was putting in there. Oh, I think I just did a tiny little wristlet bag that can hold very little. It'll hold a cell phone and maybe a credit card or two and some business cards. So that'll be in there. So you'll see that if you go to watch when she does her unboxing. You'll see those things. But anyway, so what I did is I did this little thing, and it was, and maybe Brianna can do kind of a little close-up picture for you a little bit. But what it is it's a few of my favorite things. And so there's a little verse on there that says, the way to know life is to love many things. It's by Van Gogh. And then I have just a little ribbon there, a little bird. There's some seashells there. The black rose is made out of clay. And
I wondered if that was leather.
Yeah,
That's
no,
cool.
It looks like, it's just leather. And then there's some buttons on there, and then a weird little thing. And then I also put rocks. I have always been a rock hound, and I love pretty rocks. But what's really, really nice is now that I have all of these hippie friends, they tell me exactly what those rocks mean and what rocks you're supposed to carry in your pocket. And I really like it. So I'm just going to tell you what I picked. So the top one is an agate, which assists in making and keeping friends. It gives balance, vitality, and joy, and it promotes grounding and happiness. The second one down is a mahogany obsidian. It brings strength in times of change and provides protection and grounding. It relieves tensions and aids in decision making and establishing priorities.
That is good for a creator.
Right? Right? And then the third one down is a lava rock, and you should note that it is in the shape of a heart, which is why I picked it up, because lava rock is all over out here. It's also called basalt. And it combines elements of the earth and fire to bring strength, energy, self-restraint, and common sense. It also aids in healing and increases vitality. And finally, the last one, which I also think if you squint, that also looks a little bit like a heart, right? And that's a crazy lace agate. And a crazy lace agate is commonly referred to as the stone of laughter. It enhances joy by elevating our attitude, thoughts, and optimism.
Oh, so, that's cool. Great choices.
So I picked them out. So, if you're not into all of the, hippie rocks, you can just say they're pretty rocks.
Enjoy them.
So it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But anyway, I like them. So I picked some that I thought would be perfect. So, and it's kind of funny because I think, the whole time I was making it, I was thinking, these are my favorite things. I hope they're her favorite things. They might not be. But I hope so, because I thought, they were... Because I think that oftentimes that's how we shop anyway, right? I was talking to Jan Kalanick yesterday, and we were talking about that she too has this magical power of being a giver. And I think Donna Downard is another one that's like that. And people that just, whenever you go shopping, it's easier for me to go, I know who would love this. Oh, I know who would love this. And even when I find something I love, my first thought is, who can I buy this for?
Right.
I don't take that stuff. I might buy it, but it's for someone. It's not so much for me. So I think the whole time I was making this for Chris, I was thinking that, she would love this. And I love this. So I'm hoping that it translates the right way, for a new friend. So anyway, I'm excited to send it. So yeah. All right. So let's see. Anything else? We got a little sleeping baby sleepy.
No, I think that was everything.
All right. And then I guess we're good then. So we'll see. Oh, we should tell them what the quilt is. This is, we showed this to you on
Sunday's box opening. In the very beginning.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
No, you're good. In the very beginning, we showed it to you, because if you want to look, you might see it better. I was able to adjust the coloring a little bit, but yeah, very pretty. Second slice. It's going to go in the new event center, or retreat center when it's ready.
Daisy House. Yes, this one, and then there's kind of a matching one that we made out of, that Marge put together out of Hollywood.
Yeah, super
and
cute.
so that'll be on the bed right next to it. So anyway, I think it's so pretty. It's just so...
It's soft. Peaceful. Yeah.
Yes, this will be the peaceful room. Yeah. So anyway. All right, second slice, and we will see you...
At 5 o'clock. It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
Put it out there. 5 o'clock.
Put it out there. Perhaps we need one of these stones.
The time. What was it? Timely and time management. I need that one.
Bye. Thank you for watching our video. We invite you to leave a comment, hit the like button, or better yet, subscribe to our channel so you never miss an episode. You can also visit our Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, or Pinterest pages, or find all of those things and our online store at fabricpatch.net.